Authentic Empress. What's up? What's up? Hello. I'm gonna say it again because I don't know if it recorded me, but this is the Authentic Empress. So, just sitting here meditating per usual. All this over their own disloyal heart. So, you know the scripture that says something along the lines of, put your trust in God, lean not on your own understanding or like the understanding of your heart or something like that. There's a lot that's coming through. I'm even thinking about Solomon's prayer, how um, he prayed for the ability to understand other people's hearts so that he could judge righteously, right? Now, what is one of the main things that most people like just, we don't fuck with it, right? A disloyal motherfucker. Somebody that's disloyal. I feel like anybody, regardless of where they are in their walk of life, would definitely not appreciate or would find it very, or one of the most frustrating things as it pertains to dealing with people, disloyalty, right? So you're actually truly loyal to God, and these karma individuals were not. So that's what the fight is over. Because again, let's not forget, okay, to acknowledge that we are spiritual beings, okay, in this world, in these bodies, okay, and that satanic evil energy, is very, very much so um saturated in this world, okay, in this planet. I'm gonna say that, in this planet. So in this world, okay. So yeah, I feel like that's what it boils down to. So this is why people will try to manipulate others to be disloyal to you. This is why, for those of us who truly are loyal to God, we experienced a series or like several occurrences of people being disloyal to us, people that we were loyal to being disloyal to us, all to make us bitter and then become a disloyal person. Because now operating, or opening yourself up to that spirit, to that energy, now operating out of this disloyal energy to anybody, if you're just going to move about in this energy, choose that, allow that to drive your vessel, then ultimately you're going to be disloyal towards God. And I feel like that's the ultimate goal. The fact that even when people are disloyal to you, even when people betray you, like, and it's crazy because, and this is why, even when you were loyal, even when you were sincere, all of that, okay, even when you gave, like, yo, listen, so how people be like, oh, that's my day one, my A1, like, yo, like, you was that person to people, or you have that energy with any type of association, or especially like closer associations with people, like, because you're consciously aware of the energy, the frequencies that you're creating for you to reap. So it really stems from a place of, yes, loving God and then loving self. And so because I love God and I love self, let me respect the life that I have. Let me respect my frequency, my vessel, my mind, body, and soul, my opportunity. Let me respect God by respecting myself, and by respecting myself, why would I just disrespect somebody for no fucking reason? Ah, that makes no sense. Why would I cross up and be disloyal to somebody who was loyal to me, and I know that they're loyal to me? Or I'm under the impression that they're loyal to me. Why would I cross you up or be disloyal to you? So again, when we experience people who cross us up and be disloyal to us when we've been loyal to them, is that not the most painful? Because if both motherfuckers being disloyal, it's like, it could be painful to an extent, but not like someone who genuinely, sincerely was loyal, upright in the connection. If you was the person who was genuinely upright in the connection, like, you really ain't do nothing to deserve any type of like trail, bro. Any type of loyalty, any of that. Anybody moving shiesty, it's Cain and Abel. enable. Oh my God. Oh my God. You ain't do nothing. You ain't do nothing, bro. People dig a grave, set you up to be sold, trafficked, sell you off for a bag out of jealousy, out of envy. You know, they wanna oh, whoever else that they may be cutting you off from who genuinely does love you and care about you and stuff. Oh, well, at least we got the memories. You know, we could talk about the memories of this person. You know, they'll be all right without this person existing anymore. You know, at least we got this bag. At least we don't have to be triggered to grow. At least we don't have to be triggered to evolve. At least we don't have to be triggered for any surface level vain ass shit. Like, bro, do you understand the reality? Person who has that type of mindset is a person who is departed from God. That's just that. Is a person who is separated from God, departed from God. And the thing about truly being anointed, truly being chosen, truly being locked in with God is experience that in all type of like dynamics. Meaning like people in the church, people that you know be in the church, bro, are some hypocritical shit. Like, and that's the thing earlier, fight for them. Is that simple? And if they don't even recognize, acknowledge, or understand why there is a fight spiritually, I mean, that is crazy. That is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. I just, I can't fathom. Like, I just cannot get with anybody who wants to pretend like evil. There's a scripture that says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Candle wax, when it dries up, what is then the use of that? You get what I'm saying? Like, and you can take that wax and create, I mean, you can add it back and create another candle with it. I mean, there is still possibility of transmutation, even in that. But it requires more work. It requires more effort. There's this illusion of work and effort that's actually a lot more easier than the spiritual work, the psychological work, the emotional work. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. You know, like when you work out, and I know letting spirit guide me. You know, when you work out, like with weightlifting, weight training, whatever, what helps you become stronger is that resistance, right? Heavier weight, you know, so it's forcing you to work harder, right? That should be the same fashion psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually. And here's the thing, even with like body weight, moving your own body weight, triggered, you know, if there's some type of trauma, if there's something in place, or if it's just straight up mean and you feel it energetically, it's straight up some mean shit, and you feel that energetic, right? It's like a bullet. It's like it's like a sword. It's like a bullet, bro. It's an arrow. It's like an arrow. You know, like even if you get hit with an arrow, like it's like you can keep moving, but you still feel like that pain, right? You can possibly heal from it, but sometimes some arrows can, like, you know, depending on people's precision, okay? And that's the thing too. I feel like with a divine being, that precision hit that people want to get with you, that hit that's actually going to take you out, that hit that's actually going to depart you from God, render you hopeless, render you powerless, the ability to kill you. They need you to become disloyal to God as a result of their disloyalty. Don't it make sense? Job remained loyal to God all the way to the end, so he couldn't kill him. Y'all experienced some, oh my God, like I posted a short, and I said, the spiritual ignorance. It is spiritually ignorant, okay, to be called by God, right? And literally reject God. Reject God. Reject what God is requiring. To whom much is given, much is required. You think that an offer or an opportunity being made to you that requires you to participate in something that is evil, wicked, at the expense of an innocent soul, not just an innocent soul, at the expense of an anointed being, a pure-hearted being, a person that does fairly well with balancing themselves, even with, even while experiencing trials and tribulations and challenges, facing those challenges head on, and they still balance themselves very well. So why is it so many of these type of dark magic spells, and why are they like specifically, what are the ones that we constantly hear? For those of you guys who do take the initiative to really try to dig for answers in regards to your experiences, in regards to the things that not that many people are eager to speak about or speak on, right? No friend spells, money spells, or trying to mess up your money, blockages, freezer spells, death magic, voodoo dolls, hexes, curses. Like, why do all these things, and why are they attacking these things particularly? Love, right? Binding, imprisonment, spiderweb magic, gang stalking. All that dependency that they have on people to do some dirty shit. How can anybody that gets swept up, that was called, how can anybody that's truly called get swept up and energies moving like that and not clearly depict that this is devilish energy and this is not of God? I probably should not depart from God. Like, even if this is to target anybody or target a particular person, what you are requesting of me at its core is of an evil nature. There's no way God could approve this. That alone should give you the strength that you need with your discernment to make the best possible decision when faced or met with that scenario. Any scenario that is presented as an opportunity that requires you to engage in some type of evil. Period. And I want to be clear about, again, I say all the time, there's a benevolent dark and a malevolent dark. So, like yin yang, feminine, masculine energy, light and dark. But again, there's a benevolent light and dark. There is a malevolent light and dark. There is an illusion of light that is actually evil, basically. There is also an illusion of darkness that's actually divine. So, I don't know, like, it has to be, entity attachments or like something that's really clogging a person's perception or just clogging them somehow internally. Okay, for them to not be able to discern that, like, that's crazy. Like, and honestly, yeah, if you are departed from God, will you actually truly be able to discern shit? That is crazy. That is crazy to me. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say on this video, particularly, like, all this because of their own disloyal hearts. Mind you, Satan, Lucifer, was described as being disloyal to God. He betrayed God. He was disloyal to God. He wanted to compete with God. Like, what the hell? So we experience the same shit through people who get possessed by demonic energy. It's that simple. It's that simple. And what did God do? Banish his ass. Goodbye. Block. Oh, deuces. I've been listening to that song a lot lately. All that bullshit is for the birds. You ain't nothing but a vulture. Always hoping for the worst. Waiting for me to fuck up. You'll regret the day when I find another guy, yeah, who know just what I need and know just what I mean. When I tell him keep it drama free. Oh, 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 oh. A farewell email from a female. But I'm a player. I ain't gonna tell you all the details. Yo. Even though now, okay, we gotta reflect on these words. Damn, I want to do a separate video for a reading. Maybe that's what I should do anyway. Because this was just like a little channel message. Dang. Maybe I should go into that on the next video. Yeah. It's something about people not being honest about your farewells or whatever how farewell took place. Like, there's something about people not being honest, okay? Trying to protect some type of false image or uphold a false image or a false impression to some karmic ass people. But the truth sets you free, and deception binds you. It makes you more susceptible to being binded. Can I say that too? Because that's truth there. It does. Being deceptive unnecessarily at the expense of a divine being will put you in bondage. It will imprison you. It will curse you. Damn. So imagine cursing yourself for what you've done to a divine being. Cursing yourself for what you've done to God because of what you've done to that divine being. Cursing yourself for allowing others or giving people the upper hand or allowing access for people to also try and harm divine being. And then you also get cursed by opening the doors or putting a divine being in a line of danger? What? Like, to me. Supposed to love you, but put you in danger. Put you in harm's way. What kind of shit is that? And you think you're going to be blessed? You think God going to bless that? Absolutely not. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. Because at the end of the day, what we have to realize, even though we understand and we do know that God can bless us with anything that we desire in this world, which also includes money, okay? Because in a lot of cases, money and status, okay, and appearances is what, seduces people away from God, or is that the intense temptation that's strong enough to pull people away from God, right? But we have to understand, like, God is the ruler of all things, like, in regards to, like, outside of this planet and all the planets and all the world, But I feel like it's getting like the spirit realm. Like when we think of heaven as well, I feel like it's like just the full spirit realm. And here we're in the flesh. And because of that, we're more susceptible, like, to the things that are here, the things around us, the tangible items and the materials. And we don't understand our own influence and our own power and our own authority, and how the things that people even lust after are willing to kill over, are willing to betray over. Like, we've given these materials power. We we are the ones that's empower these things that we're willing to kill or betray a loved one over. It's almost like the energy of, like in the music industry when they talk about how some of the artists made or something about them having to sacrifice a family member or sacrifice someone for them to like really level up, right? Someone they supposed to love that they're close to. Yo, what if that's literally what Satan said to the rest of the angels that he got to fall? Like, that is crazy. That is crazy. That they have to sacrifice God to really level up. Yeah, so that's really that energy of wanting to be above God. And I feel like some people may find themselves there unconsciously. Yeah. And it is rooted to trauma in many people's cases. Abandonment, okay, like as a baby, as an infant, as a human, okay, a vessel coming out of your mother's womb, you know, those immediate people in your life, whether it's just your mother, whether it's your mother and your father, okay, those immediate people, they have a lot of pull when it comes to how they influence you, what they empower you with, and things like that. They have a lot of influence, whether it's directly or indirectly, because understand we're energetic beings, we're still spiritual beings. Okay, we're frequency. So even just being immersed in their energy fields, being around their influence and what they influence themselves by, we could get influenced by that unintentionally, and in some cases intentionally. It gets really wicked out here, man. And another thing too, I might as well just say it all. I'm gonna still do a reading, but I'm just gonna like flow for real. If you hear this, okay, we'll appreciate it. But some of us who are really meant to make a huge impact on behalf of God, there are so many people, that we get, technology or materialism and things like that, their appearance, their bodies, their vessel. Anointed ones are the ones that make a huge impact when it comes to spiritual, and for sure those internal things, those unseen things. So whether that be spiritual, psychological, and honestly, I feel like psyche, emotion, and soul are one. Personally, I just feel like that. I don't even think I've ever said that before until now, but when you think about it, it's like it's all one. It's all one. All to it. I feel like things get disconnected. I feel like your psyche and your emotions are more vulnerable to influence. And if you don't unpack that, attend to that, you do what we call shadow work, you know what I'm saying? Like really um face what you feel. And a lot of people don't know this, but sometimes facing what you feel literally only requires you to just, if you feel like you want to cry, if you feel like you want to utter some like cry, and then pray, like cleanse that energy, do that. If you feel, you know you don't even have the words to say to God, just having the intent to focus your desperate times, for real, or demonic energy intends to be desperate times, it intends to be depressed times. You have to master transmuting that energy. You have to master out that energy. And again, like I said earlier, just like when working your physical, your vessel, and you need that resistance to build. It's like, unfortunately, but fortunately, that resist to our loyalty build our strength and our trust in God, our loyalty to God. simply because God always looked out for you. God never left you. God never betrayed you for some money. God never betrayed you behind some ass. God never betrayed you like behind some friends and family. God never betrayed you over status, over your position. Why would God need to betray you over your position? And God is God. The Most High is the Most High. The Most High. Why would you not want to be locked in with those? What? Even if you perceive somebody as high, they're not the Most High. Like, why would you not want to explore that? Like, fuck what everybody is saying about that. Why would you not want to at least explore that? And why? Because a lot of people fear those seasons of solitude. They fear that. And I'm saying full solitude. I'm not talking about just not being around people. I'm talking about like not talking to nobody. Nobody hitting you up. You not hitting nobody up. None of that. I'm talking about even the seasons where there are people competing with you, enemies projecting and doing witchcraft on you, okay? Manipulating energies outside of you, okay, to enhance that quote unquote isolation to them, but solitude for you. You get to choose, you get to transmute it, basically. Will you ever experience a level of weakness? Yes, but I'm trying to remember how that scripture goes. It's something along the lines of when I am weak, I'm strong, or yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's a heavy illusion about disloyalty getting you far in life. Yeah. And maybe it worked with, or maybe it seemed like it was working with other people who was disloyal, like being disloyal to a disloyal person. Maybe that illusion. But when you bring that disloyalty to a true person, like, nah, like, there's going to be consequences. Hopefully for your edification, right? That resistance. So now what you was promised, that requires some type of demonic act, right? You're being met with resistance. Like the things that you thought you was gonna get, you're being met with resistance, basically. Hmm. Hopefully that edifies you. God. Hopefully it edifies you. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what really reveals who's truly weak and who's truly strong. Like, it's like you cannot be deceived by the vessel. Lord, Lord, Lord. Should I talk about this in another video? Oh my god. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Who was that? Was that Joseph? Let me see. Hold on. Before I say this, though, I want to thought started. Literally, like when it comes to freeing your up from the hole that you put yourself in, okay, intuition, your discernment, or detaching from God because you want to your discernment, or detaching from God because you want to be like the cool kids, cause the cool kids they seem to get it. Wish I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids. Huh? You want to be like God? What? Like, that's crazy to me. But anyway, you don't want to be like Yeshua? I bet. So I was gonna say, yes, it was Joseph uh who was betrayed. Did I finish the thought? Yeah. To free themselves, it only requires for them to cry when they actually need to cry, actually express their genuine and serious emotions about whatever. Just let it come out. Like, allow it to come out and not just be stored inside of your vessel. It's like a poison, you know? Like, so yeah, like, instead of trying to force back tears, no, like, if you need to cry, cry. It don't matter when it happened. You feel me? I mean, keep it cute. You feel me? I mean, if you out, because sometimes it hits you when you are out and about. You know what I'm saying? But still find time to like release that energy, because apparently, however you're moving, like, there's some type, you're doing something right, okay? Because it wants to be flushed out. It's like just detoxing in general, like you detox your body. It's like how I tell people a lot of times, sometimes your body would naturally want to fast. You know how you just don't have an appetite? Okay, well, just don't have an appetite. Okay, like, yeah, I did this video a few years ago, and I was talking about sometimes people's bodies are smarter than their, sometimes people's bodies are smarter than, let's just say, their internal selves. Because your body, you're not about to stop your body from taking a shit if you need to take a shit. Even when you die, you probably gonna take a shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And you take a shit, you urinate, let me be more clean, okay? Let me clean up me language. Okay. All right. So your body naturally ejects, okay, toxins. That be through acne, sweat, mucus, urine, fecal matter. And that's something that is gonna happen. You feel me? Like, it's kind of just its natural regime and routine. We're supposed to be that way emotionally, psychologically, and on a soul level as well. We're supposed to be detoxing things that don't belong on a regular basis, daily. And I feel like that's even why God says to pray daily. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like if you talk to other people a lot, talking to God just as much, if not more. Like, in one day, did you talk to a whole bunch of people? Did you talk to God for just as long? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it should be like that too. Like, because still, like, regardless of its professional interactions, it's supposed to be, cordial, associate arrangements, whatever, partners. That is a person who is in their own world, experiencing their own influences and energies that is trying to recruit them onto the side of evil. Okay? And a person is always going to be used to try to get another person to recruit them to evil, to recruit them to have a disloyal heart. Period. Mm-mm. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, they kidnapped this man. Joseph, his brothers. This is what I was thinking too. Do y'all think, if not all, most, or at least a few of these brothers were physically attractive? Right? More than likely, they were physically attractive. They probably were strong because their dad always had them working and always had them working. Okay, like, you remember the older brother and stuff like that. Like, always had them working and stuff. So I'm sure, they had nice physiques. They still got their daddy jeans. You know what I'm saying? And I'm making a point, right? Why did they feel it was necessary to betray Joseph? Throw him into a pit, right? Sell him for 20 pieces of silver, right? Sold him, their brother, okay, who was innocent. And we know because they were jealous of the dad's treatment and everything, because he was set apart. He had a different path. He was gifted. He was a dreamer. We know that, right? But again, I'm gonna get to that too. They took back a particle of his clothing, a ripped particle of his clothing with blood on it. Convinced the father that Joseph was murdered. Not that he went missing, not that they can't find him, not none of that. So no glimpse of hope, right? They convinced his dad that he was murdered by an animal. So they even described it as something very gruesome to a parent, right? Y'all know Joseph at the time was the youngest. So they told his dad and convinced him to believe that he was murdered by an animal. And I want to say that, was Joseph a shepherd boy? I think he was a shepherd boy. Yeah. So he experienced that. He experienced slavery. Now, this is somebody who is an anointed being. Okay, he's chosen by God, highly gifted. So he's very wealthy spiritually. He's supposed to be wealthy. Like it's his frequency, right? He finds himself in slavery underneath the Pharaoh benefits from him in other ways beyond him being a servant, like clean and shit. He benefits from Joseph, on some deeper shit. His wife becomes, well, let's just say she's the compromised vessel around Joseph to try and get him or seduce him out of his godly path. Right? Joseph denied her efforts. She then lied and said he attempted to rape her to the Pharaoh. So now Joseph gets imprisoned, right? They weren't giving this man no food. They didn't want him to have nothing, right? Another young lady that he had met and was fond of, she would come and sneak him food. Okay. So that's the lady he ended up marrying. She knew he was innocent, right? I think she even seen, like, she saw what happened. I think she witnessed what happened to an extent, but she knew he was innocent. So she knew he was innocent. But yeah, only for him to be needed at the end in order for all the backlash, all the judgment, all the karma, all that to stop. I mean, all the plagues. How the spirit realm just went bonkers. Went bonkers on Pharaoh and his whole kingdom for what they did to Joseph. An innocent, pure-hearted, anointed soul. Shaking my head, bro. And then now, who has an empire? Now who becomes emperor and empress? Joseph becomes emperor. Joseph becomes Pharaoh, king. You know what I'm saying? At the end of it all, and the people that betrayed him, where did they ended up having to go? To him for relief from karma, from judgment, from being cursed. And it ain't like just because they pulled up, he just decided to, like, oh, well, because I have a big heart and stuff like that, yeah, y'all my people, y'all don't recognize me, I'm unrecognizable. That's how much God, changed me and transmuted me, okay? Because God's the potter and I'm the clay, regardless of what y'all try to damage about me, But because what y'all did to me, y'all didn't expect something so grievous, something so harsh and cruel to land me here in royal linens? Huh. Protected, blessed. So he had to test their spirit. He tested their spirit. And that's what we have to do. That's wisdom. That's moving accordingly. I feel like that's what's fair, right? And to even be able to do that, it has a lot to do with your loyalty to God when it comes to forgiveness. It has a lot to do with your loyalty to the innocent ones who were oppressed as a result of the envious ones carrying out an act against you that also harmed the innocent ones. Mind you, his father was innocent. His brothers came, to his palace because they were in famine. They needed food, okay? They had a new baby brother, right? Um, and it's so crazy. Like they were so guilt ridden. Like when Joseph tested their spirits and was like, okay, well, leave your younger brother or something like that. Like he was like, leave the younger brother. And how terrified they were to even do that because of what they've done to Joseph when Joseph was the younger brother. But that's how Joseph tested them. So the older brother, I want to say, gave himself up in replacement of the younger brother being enslaved, right? Um, so that's how Joseph tested them. He can tell that they, it's like it was obvious. It's like they came in proof of how God was like mollywopping them for what they did to him. And it's like, dang, like to reroute y'all back here. And again, let's even look at the bigger picture. His father. His father has been in grief. You know what I'm saying? Damn. And you know what I'm thinking of too? How people literally curse their own lineage by attacking the one who is sound in judgment. The one who is sound in their perception and their discernment, like the anointed one, like how they curse themselves. They curse themselves. Whether that requires you having to distance yourself to protect your life, you trying to kill life insurance, people trying to, like, what the hell? People trying to swap destinies with you, trying to trying to mimic you and store you away so people don't know they're mimicking you. Like, what? How you talk, how you speak, what you talk about, like your interests. What? Like your mannerisms. Like, damn. And you really think, I don't care how boldly, I don't care how bold, how confident that snake was able to, I don't I don't care how bold, how confident that snake appeared when he convinced you to eat of the apple. Okay. If you think you're going to do death magic on me, all right, so you're going to materialize and cultivate death magic, whether by paying for it, whether by saying it, whatever, wishing it, hoping it, projecting it. You're gonna cultivate that energy and not think that it's not gonna land where it's deserved. That's where the energy is gonna land. It's not gonna land with the energy that's undeserving of that. Nobody do shit to you. And I'm telling you, that's deeply wounding to have not done anything harmful or harsh or cruel to somebody, actually to handle people carefully and have them handle you in the most careless manner in return. These are people who, half of these people experience that themselves and they allow themselves. And I don't know if you guys notice, like, some of us, we've experienced, again, like I said earlier, like a repetition, right? Cycles of that weird shit with people, okay? Like when they be around you a little longer and stuff and they start being weird. That. But you can't allow yourself to become like them or like allow them to swap what they're bringing with your energy. And it's like, it's such a waste because they're never going to fully fulfill it anyway because it's not their energy. So why would you allow yourself to bow down to a demonic being who's obviously weaker than you? So even strong ass activities, some very intense, powerful things can happen through the, okay? Make that clear. You need to understand and never doubt ever life. God, the most high divine power is more powerful than any demonic power. I don't care how many people it is. And that's why we always experience multitudes of people coming up against us, feeling bold, feeling confident, until that confidence get withered the fuck down, obliterated. Because who are y'all? Who are you compared to God? That's who fights my battles. That's who taught me how to fight spiritually. It's given how people go to the gun range and stuff like that. God got you in like teaching you, got you in training and stuff. Like when it comes to spiritual weapons, that's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. They're underdeveloped. They're under mentally, emotionally, and psychologically. Spiritually, I already said mentally. But they're untrained or they're underdeveloped or unevolved or under-evolved. Period. Period. Yeah. So I'm telling you, it don't matter. It shifts in your life, what type of experiences you have, what type of encounters you have, how people choose to show up, your free will at your expense. So what we are intended to do as divine beings is take authority over the enemy within that person, whomever that person may be, because we have the discernment to understand and perceive what their intended goal is, especially when it's some type of evil intended goal at your expense to put them on top and make them feel better or try to score some points off you or try to harvest your energy. Like, damn, that should have been the first thing I said. Trying to harvest your energy. This is giving like somebody trying to make something out of nothing. Make a big deal out of something that's not a big deal. Out of something that can be like clearly talked about as adults. Okay? With calm voices. Okay? Nobody needs to like get, loud or none of that. Like we can have a conversation, like regardless of how comfortable the conversation is. Right? There's people who feel intimidated by your integrity in real time. That, oh, like you may be on some butterfly, dragon tails. Like you really may be like chill. You may be chill. Okay? It's really giving like a spiritual gentle giant. Like it's giving like a gentle beast. A majestic spirit, like a majestic spiritual. Like, like this is crazy. Gentle beast. That's what it's giving. I just had to say that. Oh my gosh. But I'm telling you, observe what you do come across, wherever you're guided to see, study it. And study it with, the intention to have like a sound mind, sound understanding, sound counsel. Even if it requires extended study, study to show thyself approved. Even if it requires exploring different resources. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how aware, that's how attentive you should be. That's how vigilant you should be just in your day to day. And it's literally, it's not something that really requires a lot of energy. Like it's just being aware of yourself, of your emotional body, your psychological body, your energy, your soul. Like you're going to pick up like everything carries vibrations. Like regardless, that's why it doesn't matter what somebody says. Even if somebody try to like claim that they're cool, they're peaceful with you, like you can still discern that, okay, this person is trying to create a problem with me because of some type of underlying jealousy or envy or something like that. Like you just move accordingly. And again, going back to taking authority over the enemy, when they're trying to steer something with you to your demise, or they're trying to steer a conversation to trigger you or make you appear as something that you're not, or to approve a false narrative, or to try to get a reaction so they can harvest off you, take authority over the enemy influencing them. So you basically bring them down to earth. Bring them down to earth. And what I mean by that is you put a mirror up to their immaturity. You put a mirror up to those underlying energies that's causing them to react, show up with you, talk about you, talk to you in a certain way. By how you show up, how you respond to the situation. And that's what we have the ability to do. And how are we able to do that? Being truthful. I don't need to feel fearful by any of you, because God didn't give me that spirit. God didn't give me the spirit of fear. So I understand that what you're trying to do, you're being used as a vessel to try and store fear in me. You're offering me a cup of fear, and I'm just going to divinely reject that shit, however way that comes out. No thanks. No thanks. Yeah, I can have a good time and enjoy life and stuff like that, but I'm still gonna be vigilant and aware of my surroundings. I saw what you put in that drink. You put some fear in there. Like, what the hell? Like, I saw you put some fear, or you sprinkle some shit in somebody else shit. And the way that you talking to me, the way that you looking at me, the way that you sizing me up is giving a certain type of vibe. So I'm gonna move accordingly. Like, it's that simple. It's that simple. But yeah. All right, you guys. I think I'm gonna leave it here. Eventually, though, I'm just gonna be completely honest with y'all. I really do not. Oh my God. You know what? Let me say this. Pay attention to everything you get to see or witness, okay? All the same tactics and strategies that they use, okay, to basically make people weak, spiritually weak, mentally weak, pressured, okay, out of being themselves, away from their own authenticity, and if anything, away from integrity, away from God. Pay attention. And by getting that understanding that this is the intended purpose, that's going to put you so many steps ahead to not being able to be defeated by that. And also, let me tell you this, those things that people being evil towards you for no fucking reason, when they could just mind their business, whatever they're doing to you, that is what defeats them ultimately. Return to sender. It's that simple. Because honestly, fuck your narratives. Fuck your false narratives. Fuck you being mad and angry about who I am and how I am. Fuck you being triggered. Okay? Fuck your obsession with me. I don't give a fuck about any of, fuck your slurs, your slander, you talking shit, you wanting my attention that desperately. Fuck your intimidation. Like, that's your fault that you're intimidated. They ain't got shit to do with me. They got everything to do with you and God. Fuck your intimidation. I'm not going to do anything to appease your intimidation. I did, like, oh well. If you want to keep attacking yourself by attacking me, then so be it. Maybe that's why you're drawn here. Maybe that's why you're drawn to attack a divine being to take yourself out, because obviously you're problematic. Now, again, like I said earlier, hopefully the backfire of what you're putting out will humble you and edify you. There is no reason for an evil motherfucker to be hating on a divine being, like, especially if you still have a chance. Like, if you're distorted, let me say that, if you're distorted and you still have a chance, you still have a chance to get right with the divine, bro. Why are you not obsessed with getting right with the divine? Why are you obsessed with the person who is right with the divine? You are insane. You're sick. And that's okay. But don't get upset when a divine being identifies your sickness, your dis-ease, your imbalance, the nature of whatever frequency you're vibrating in. Don't get upset with them for being able to see because you got your eyes shut. Why shut? What? That shit is crazy. Whoa. What if you getting attacked by a harem of witches was simply because they needed to be removed from negatively impacting others as well? Because obviously they were still thriving, okay, with the people they were negatively influencing. But when they encounter you, that's why they have to put so much work. That's why they have to invest so much time and effort and energy, ill will, ill speaking of you, gossiping, false narratives. That's why they spend so much time obsessed, harassing you for no reason. You mind your business on your own shit, harassing you anyway, right? Trying to turn people against you. Like, why not take all that time and that energy and invest that truly in solidifying your connection with the divine, so you can glow like the divine being you hating on, so you can be smart like the divine being you hating on, so you can have discernment like the divine being you hating on, that you plotting on, so you can become your best version of self like the divine being you're stalking, game stalking, obsessing, harassing. Like, what the hell is wrong? Like, what? And honestly, if you're that weak, if you're that weak internally, um then whatever, low vibrational, harsh, harmful outcomes that you have, then hopefully that builds you some strength. Because I just you know how somebody can be alive and they can still experience torment and turmoil, even if they are in a way physically removed from the initial the initiator, the initial trigger of the turmoil or the torment. So y'all think when people be on demon time and they die that way on demon time, you think they just be at peace because they're physical, like they've left their physical vessel? Nah, not at all. On demon time? Yeah, nah. Absolutely not. Yeah. And this is why you have some people that decides to be an enemy to you, and they want this to be a continual thing. Like, they want to extend, prolong, and drag out some type of one-sided beef with you for as long as possible. Yeah, that's crazy. It's kind of like when you're with somebody and you're attached, and how if you guys really are pure hearted, you benefit off each other's energy. Like, you kind of help each other elevate, right? Or there may be one, if it's like a kind of imbalanced connection, there may be one who kind of elevates while they drain the other, right? This is why even people you don't know try to create one-sided beef with you, try to exaggerate something, create a false story, false narrative, play victim to you. Oh, like, not you being this divine being being looked at as some type of like evil being. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but they do that to try and attach themselves to your energy so they can benefit off your energy through the attachment, right? Heavy emphasis on making many strong attempts to attach to your energy, like even doing things to try to get you sick. Okay, like doing spells for you to fall sick and ill. Okay, basically to weaken your vessel or to weaken you, so you will be more susceptible to being infiltrated spiritually, psychologically, mentally. Like, it's crazy. So what's today's what is today? So Saturday, I got sick after work, right? And it wasn't like directly after work, it was after I went to this restaurant. Now, what's so ironic about the restaurant? It's a Mediterranean restaurant, so I'm like, how the fuck I get sick? Like, what the hell? But, and here's the irony too. The name of the place is called Pharaoh's Feast, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, and they got Mediterranean, they got falafel, they got they got hibiscus tea. Like, this about to be buzz. So I order my falafel, a side Greek salad, and goddamn hibiscus tea. One of my favorite teas to drink. Okay, sorrel or hibiscus. I get in my car, so boom. Before I went to go like hike and have fun and all that shit, be childlike. So as I'm heading there, I'm drinking the tea. And within like the next 10 minutes after drinking that tea, I started getting this headache. Like a weird ass migraine. And it's never happened to me before. So I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, I was down the entire day yesterday. Because everything hurt. It's like I vomited. I had these stomach pains. I had the most severe headache I ever had in my life. Literally, like, I'm not bullshitting. That's the most severe headache I've ever had in my life. Okay. And it was in my frontal lobe specifically. And I literally couldn't eat anything. I couldn't eat. I had to force myself to drink water. And all I really could do was like really lay down. Because whenever I would shift my body forward or any type of way, it's like my head, it would trigger the headache again. So I just had to like just be out the whole day yesterday. And what's crazy is it rained hard the whole day yesterday. Excuse me. So I'm aware, of what type of spiritual battles I'm dealing with or whatever. Like, it's cool. That night though, right, when I'm like really fucked up, that night I had a dream. Haven't had a dream like in a couple days. Not that I remember. I had a dream yesterday. Yesterday I had a dream. In the dream, it was this person that I was recently dealing with. Okay. It was him, but there was this all black dark man attached to him. Like standing on the side of him. And so it looked like an entity attachment because it literally was attached to his shoulder. Like almost like at his scapula or his shoulder, like it was attached to him. And so it's like me and him was engaging for a short moment, and then somehow it swapped over to the entity, and the entity was trying to have sex with me. Like, the entity tried to have sex with me, like all black, like doesn't have a face. It's just this black figure, like, and literally it like it had clothes on too, but it was just jet black. Jet black. The dream was also dark. So I'm like, what in the dark magic? Like, like, do y'all know I'm an OG with this shit? Like, what the hell? I've been having prophetic dreams since I was a little girl. Like, what is happening? Like, you're not about to do this. Like, it's so crazy. Like, and it literally felt like an attempt, like a spiritual rape attempt. Like, that's what it was. It was really, really weird. And they were trying to use the fact that my vessel was weak. And the thing is, the worst part about me feeling how I was feeling was the headache. That was the worst part, bro. So, I slept all day. And then that night, I forced myself to eat some watermelon. Drink some water, eat some watermelon. I got some more rest. And yeah, so also as a result, I took my braids out because that was the thing too. Like, I'm like 99% natural. So I was like, yeah, nah, like, I don't like how I'm feeling. Like, so, but I was hurting so bad the first day. I went to sleep, woke up, and soon as, like, for that moment where I was up and I can keep myself up, I took all my braids out, washed my hair, thoroughly wash my hair. Like, I'm saying Dr. Bronner's and everything. Like, I'm like, yo, like, hell nah. Hell no. Like, we's not about to do this. We're about to eliminate anything possible that could be contributing to how I'm feeling. Period. So, and my logical ass mind and the fact that I've been exposed to so much research, I'm thinking like, oh damn, they did say it's chemicals in braiding hair and shit like that. Let me take this shit out. I be working out, sweating and shit. Hell no. Take this shit out. I ain't about to play around with that. Fuck that. And it was crazy, y'all. Days prior, telling me why I was missing the fuck out of my locks. I was missing my locks so bad. And I was like, Jada, you just did your braids because I braided my own hair. I was like, Jada, you just did your braids. Like, it took you this amount of time. Like, you just did it. And they so cute. But I was missing my locks. Like, I was missing my locks. Like, the convenience of my locks, my look with my locks. Like, I was just missing my locks. And so, for me to be feeling that way the days leading up to me getting sick, and my head is still tender, by the way. That's how strong of a headache it was. Like, my head is actually, like, still a little tender. Now, full-born illness or, stuff like that being contaminated and stuff, because it's a strong possibility that's what that was. Like, somebody told me, like, yeah. I ain't about to get into all that, but today, I still felt it a little bit, but I got myself up, did some shit I needed to do, but still, just moving, like, real calm and shit. And I was like, damn, like, I really want to go to the gym. Like, but should I? Like, am I moving too fast? Because I'm also thinking, like, well, let me see if I can sweat this shit out. So, boom, I got confirmation from my guys to go to the gym, and shit, like, it was a good ass workout. Like, I ended up being there longer than I intended, but it was a good ass workout, and it did contribute to me feeling better. So there's something that I said one time before about when somebody does throw shit on you, there's ways you can get that shit off. Like, and we don't have to overcomplicate it. Like that song by Mary Mary. Is that by Mary Mary? I take that back. I don't know if that's from them. Yeah, I'm mixing them up. I'm thinking about their song Shackles. But that old song they used to teach us when we were little. Well, at least my grandma taught us this song when we were little. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off. In the name of Jesus. Shake the devil off. Right? And there honestly could even be like, damn. What's the word? I know I got the word right there. Why is it not coming to me? A correlation. There honestly may be a correlation. Like, for those of you who really grown up in like Southern Christian churches and stuff like that, y'all know how, like, when people are in praise and worship, we used to call it shouting, even though, like, the literal meaning of shouting is like, like, but we're talking about, like, you, especially if you come from, like, a Southern church, like, we're talking about, like, shouting, like, stomping your feet, dancing, stomping your feet, like, in praise and worship, like, you caught up in the spirit, like, that energy. But it's a lot of shaking going on, like, you're moving your body, right? So, yoga, working out, jumping, all that shit, like, that's literally good to, like, that's one of the ways you can get demonic energy off you. But I feel like it's one of those things that you have to pair with prayer. Whatever you do in the physical, you need to pair it with prayer and meditating on God, meditating on affirmations, meditating on scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Like, scriptures of spiritual fortitude, mental fortitude, yeah, emotional, like being sound emotionally, understanding people's hearts, and what's influencing them, so that you can better govern yourself emotionally, so you don't really take it personal, it don't hit you at the intensity that your enemies are wanting it to hit you, right? Don't accept it and let it go back to sender. Don't accept it. Don't accept it. And here's the thing. Some of it you can accept. You just got to transmute it. And that's kind of inevitable. Like, some of that energy, you naturally transmute it by doing the spiritual work, right? We know the uses of water and elements, fire, water. There's several avenues that God has given us, like, in the physical. But you can always reach a breakthrough through the spiritual. Always. That's why, like, for there's some people who have stories of having cancer and being told a particular negative outcome, and how they heal themselves, of course, through, like, eating better and stuff, but through affirmations, like speaking affirmations over their body, speaking healing over themselves, praying, and they've healed. Okay. And it's given, this is how the energy is of those who are divine, like those who are truly, we put God on a pedestal instead of other people. We love other people, but we don't put other people above God. Ain't nothing wrong with loving your parents, loving your mama, and not wanting to hurt their feelings. But you have to be spiritually responsible. If that parent is, not taking accountability when it comes to deflecting, when it comes to gaslighting you, when it comes to harming you emotionally. Like, imagine you're putting in the work to heal emotionally, psychologically, and this person, when some of the closest person to you keeps trying to pull you a step back because they're not setting the intention or the commitment, the devotion to heal. It's not enough to be aware of God. Some people feel like it's enough to be aware of God, to be aware of the traditions when it comes to religions and, the existence of spirituality, the concept of souls. People are there. People are a lot. There's too many that surface with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for them to not make that connection with how they treat their bodies, right? Whether that's what they consume, what they put out, what they eat, what they fuck, right? Their mind, when they experience a wave of envy and jealousy, if it comes up and crosses your mind, cool. But don't give it any power or energy. Like, identify it for what it is and rebuke it. And sometimes people get so filled up with the projections of those around them, and they keep those people around them. They attach themselves to people who, for whatever reason, been hit with those same waves of those low vibrational spiritual energies, lust, greed. Okay, because you have to keep in mind, like, how you're always crossing through people's energy fields, like, always, right? Don't you want to be fully mindful of what the fuck is going on with your vehicle? Like, that should be how we should be looking at ourselves when it comes to self-love, and how it comes to the mechanic of all mechanics of your vehicle, your vessel, your body, which is the Most High, the potter. The potter. It don't matter what happens to you in the physical. It don't matter what people do to manipulate anything in your life. Be steadfast in knowing and believing that God is the potter, you are the clay. And what you think about yourself, what you know about yourself, should never be overridden by people outside of you. They're literally outside of you. What? They're literally outside of you. So and this also goes for people who takes somebody's word about you and it was a lie, and they run with that. That has everything to do with them. That has everything to do with them. Nothing to do with us. Even though the betrayal still hurts. Do what is necessary to release the emotional poison. Cry, vent, speak the truth of the situation. Whether you choose to speak it to some people, a person, a platform, a book, a journal. However you choose to express it, express it. Music, a song, prayer, meditation, reflection, introspection. But you have to release the energy, like reason, ration. And as somebody who, divine beings typically have a rational mind. So as a divine being with a rational mind, when you give yourself the type of love and grace and allow yourself the patience, like sit with yourself as you're moving through a betrayal, especially if you know that shit is painful. Give yourself the special attention you deserve. I don't give a fuck how anybody outside of you feel about it. If they're not offering you something that helps lift you out of that darkness, or kind of help lift that weight of the debris or the tower that somebody created in your life, if they're not coming to remove these bricks, these cemented blocks off of you, what use are they? This is why it's very important for you to build the strength to be able to do this for yourself. Build the knowledge, the wisdom, okay? Build your connection with the angels, with God, with your divine ancestors. And let me clear this up, because there is people who are very conflicted when it comes to ancestors. God says there are thousands of angels assigned to you. You have a lineage. You have bloodlines, okay? You have past lives. Even for those of you who don't believe in past lives, you still have a lineage. You have a heritage. You have bloodlines. You have people who have passed on who were pure-hearted. You have people who passed away and were divine beings like you, who were anointed somewhere in the bloodline. Does that mean all of them? Absolutely not. A lot of your ancestors are demonic. This is why we specifically say divine ancestors. That's why we specifically say divine ancestors. Just like we specify with the angels that we're dealing with, because not all angels are divine. Hence, fallen angels. And it's real simple. Some people are being guided by divine angels, and others are being guided by fallen angels, and they become the fallen, like the fallen angels. And those who honor the divine above all, even above those angels, like, you're gonna have to test the spirits, all of them. Period. Always refer to the source when it comes to what you allow to guide you. I don't care if there's 8 people all saying the same thing in unison to peer pressure you or convince you to travel a path where you feel some resistance internally. Like, I don't care, bro. You better confirm and get confirmation. Pray, get clarity from the divine before you make a move. Period. Period. All right, y'all. That's my whole spiel on Disloyal Hearts. All right. Thank you for those who genuinely do support me, and I hope that you got something out of this video. I don't speak unless that's what